Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth Astrology. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic. This is where we observe the rhythm of the heavens in order to speak the language of the soul. This is the astrological forecast for the 3rd of October until the 9th. We got a full moon in Aries coming up. And well, this week, pay attention to what the moon is doing. Emotions, swinging from left to right, even though it's gonna hit so many big guys. I hope you're doing well. Let's dive in immediately. So we got the sun in Libra, we got Venus in Libra, and we're seeking balance, we're learning relationships, harmony, equality of the human being, and we're just mirroring each other, right? Venus in Libra is super sweet, and the fact that Sun and Venus are traveling together, there's so much sweetness, there's so much art going down, and at the same time, we got my cat just laying at my feet all of a sudden, just luckily didn't step on her head like yesterday. But that Sun and Venus together at the same time, Venus is under the beams. Venus can't be seen at the moment. There where the Sun is, there is where Venus is. So, there is a certain bit of, the ancients used to say under the beams, and then Venus meant that relationships, there's a loss going down. We're losing something of people. This might be in friendships, this might be due to a disease, but this might also be just losing money, having difficulty with money, having difficulty with a certain possession that might be harder to access. And that's what's happening at the same time. So it's not all the best, let's say, because Venus is in Libra, yes, and everybody's saying, wow, beautiful, and it's harmony, it's beauty, it's arts, but the fact that it is traveling together with the Sun has its downfall, I would say. Now, at the same time, we got Mercury that has come direct, and honestly, man, fuck. Like, until the minute even, things went wrong, just communication lost. But the moment it went direct, for me personally, that was like today, Sunday, 11:08. I was teaching a ASTRO class in a community, the Gulf community of Laurentin, a friend of mine. And, so much clarity, so much Mercury and Virgo kind of stuff. Practical planning, structuring, organizing stuff. And just all of a sudden, I downloaded massive contents out of nowhere. And it hit me. Mercury direct, opposite Neptune, is the ability to integrate the downloaded messages from source. This is pure channeling and instant implementation. But we had to go through a lot of losses. And the house where Mercury was traveling or is traveling for you, you've probably been having difficulties. Whether, if it's the second house, it's money. If it's the third house, it's your brothers and siblings. If it's the 10th house, it's career. If it's the 6th house, it's your day-to-day routine, your health, whatever. So it's interesting to see what, if you know your astrological chart, to look where that has been going down and where these downloaded messages are coming through. And talking about Mercury, the mind, communication, ideas, we have so much air energy going down with Sun, Venus, Mars, and Saturn in an air sign. This is truly a lot of ideas, a lot of wind, really, a lot of, just communication being very important. And at the same time, Mars is in its shadow period. Mercury's still in shadow too. It's done retrograding, but now is the implementation process of all the things that went gone, that are lost, that were miscommunicated, that were misintegrated, So we got some work to do, and we got to see it. We got to understand it, So Mars is in its shadow period in Gemini, and we can already see how neighbors and our close environment, there's buzzing energy, there's things going down, and it's just like Mercury retrograde kind of energy at the background, but more volatile, more aggressive, you know, just like paying attention. We got to just be able to use this Mercury direct energy for just a second until Mars comes retrograde, which is, you know, gonna be for about 2 to 3 weeks, a month less or so. You know, so but the thing I really want to talk about today is, like I said in the beginning, the moon is you know, the planet, the star, the wandering star, whatever you want to call it, the celestial body that is traveling through the skies, that is making the change. All, you know, besides that, all the energies are pretty much set in stone at the moment. You know, there's not changing a lot, except for the full moon coming up in Aries, but you know, that's also the moon. And so this is a week of mood changes. This is a week of traveling. This is a week where, you know, your safety, your emotional safety is going to be challenged, is where, you know, it kind of depends on how safe you feel, is how it's going down for you. I have to say, you know, the moon is going to hit the big boys from now on. It's going to meet up with Pluto on Monday, Tuesday. It's going to hit up with Aquarius and Saturn on Wednesday, Thursday. And then it's going to hit Neptune on Saturday. And then on Sunday, there's a full moon in Aries. So it's pretty much like very mood swingy, intense. So when it hits Pluto, it's gonna hit transformation, feelings of fear, feelings of power abuse, feelings of, you know, just like power, and at the same time looking at the soul, dark stuff, you know, of the past. And then it's gonna hit Saturn on Wednesday and Thursday, and here is where the square between Saturn and Aquarius and Uranus, which is now exact at the same degree, 18th degree of Aquarius and Taurus. And it's gonna, I think it's gonna hit some, it's gonna trigger what? The past versus the future. We're seeing this so much right now. I see it in my surroundings, stuff from the past that is coming up, and where you know, maybe think, oh my God, you know, I used to look so good back then, or this is when we met, and this is when we did that, and this is looking back to the past, and like, how was I back then, you know, versus what's ahead in the future. And this is all happening on a personal level, but basically this is happening also very much on a like worldly level, you know, where we're looking and seeing, you know, what's the financial system built on, what's the food chain built on, where do we come from with all of this technology, and where are we going with all of this? And we're in between. We're feeling as if, again, there's something coming at us. There's something not right. There's something that's going to change. It's very unstable. It's very volatile. It's very changing energy. And we're going to feel it. We're going to see it. And on Wednesday, when it hits Saturn, we're going to be called to be responsible with our groups, our community, our friends, and held accountable in communication. And then it's going to go further, hit Neptune. That's kind of like beautiful, compassionate, and confusing at the same time. And then the full moon in Aries hits Sunday, I think it's Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 22:54 Belgian time. So 10:54 p.m. The full moon is in Aries, and so now this is a cycle of 6 months that completes. Talking about cycles, man, cycles is the key right now to really understand what your organic circadian rhythm is. And it is the key, really, I understand. It is the key, really, I understand, to claim back your health, to claim back your centeredness, to make choices, and to claim back your intuition, which is being challenged right now. And we need so much in these volatile, changing times, which is, by the way, something that we do with the Heaven on Earth community. Go check it out. The link is in the comments. We're on a mission to, help 10,000 people live cyclically again, exactly for that reason, because we know and we see the future coming. And I think you're going to want to be part of that. I'm very serious about this. So we got the full moon in Aries, a 6-month cycle that is coming to a close. What happened in spring? What did you initiate, right? Now, here's the thing. Full moon in Aries is pretty intense in the sense of like very initiating. We're going to feel that pull to do, to act, and to act upon what we initiated 6 months ago. And also the fights that we had 6 months ago. It's conjuncting Chiron in the first place. So there's a wound, there's a pain that's going to come to the forefront that we have to look at big time. And that maybe is coming to a close. Something that hurt 6 months ago, something where you had discussions, fight, warrior kind of energy around, that now is healing. That now is like, I can see the opposite point of Sun, Venus, Libra energy, where I understand I have to listen to the other person in order to get what I want. That, I was maybe a little bit too aggressive. Or the other way around, where I have been focusing too much on other people, where I have neglected myself and now understand what I need to do in order to take care of another person. I have to take care of myself first. There's healing energy here, and we're going to have to face the wound, and we're going to feel the wound. We're going to feel awkward, but at the same time, there's something healing in all of this. And I think that's beautiful, and especially because Venus, Sun, sextile Pluto. And that, to me, says that transformation, that change in shift in like just a commitment towards a relationship. And it's really going down almost right now with Sun in Libra is starting to get in that phase, and starting to almost sextile Pluto. So these are fated adjustments that are happening in our relationships. People being, just taken away, and other people fatedly, man, I'm being eaten by the mosquitoes here. Just being put on our paths, really. Just like, here's someone that's going to help you, But also I think this also has to do with a relationship that we've been working on, and this full moon energy is included in that. And so something that was happening 6 months ago that we've initiated, something that was happening there that if we've worked on it, like the Capricorn stuff, Pluto, the transformation that we've done, I think Venus is going to give us some blessings in that sense. So that's very, very promising. And I'm really looking forward to that one. Now, there's another thing with this full moon in Aries, pointing towards Mars and Gemini in its shadow period. And that honestly has to do with where have we been too quick in making conclusions, where did we look for a quick fix? Where have we, where is there unfinished business? And so even though this full moon in Aries, yes, with Venus, Sun, sextile Pluto, the fact that Mars is in shadow period is, and with Mercury still opposite Neptune, there's things that we don't see. There's still so much work to be done. There's still so much change. There's still so much consideration, energy that we have to do. And I mean, Sun in Libra is helping us with that, to help us consider right? Our past and our future. And I think this is a perfect midpoint energy, like where we can feel. I actually Stephen Forrest's words in an email come to mind right now, where he says, he's talking about Mercury and Libra, which is not until next week, but it's kind of the same energy. People are holding their breath. People are like waiting. People are like, what's gonna happen? And they're not speaking up because they want to keep the harmony. And I think we're doing that in a certain sense, but the full moon in Aries on Chiron is going to bring up so much stuff that we don't want to bring out, but that just comes out. And it's going to bring the necessary discussion. It's going to bring the necessary unfinished business that comes to the forefront. And we're going to be like, oh, okay, here we go again. Mother, So, yeah, I think let's just keep listening in these times of Libra energy. Let's just focus on our energy on the sun in Libra. And let's learn how to listen. Let's learn to see another side of ourselves, truly looking at it, truly facing it, truly talking about it, even if it feels so difficult and weird. And I think it's about the full moon in Aries is showing us that we have to initiate that. And that if we don't, it's going to be initiated for us. And that's going to Chiron the shit out of us. Feel awkward, feel weird. Let's initiate it ourselves. That when we initiate it ourselves, we at least can take responsibility for it feeling weird. And then we can decide whether we want it or not, right? But I think there's this kind of relief that comes with it, that when you do it yourself, at least you can point the fingers towards yourself. You don't have to point towards someone else. All right, gonna go. I think I have about 30 mosquito bites right now. Looking forward to your feedback, looking forward to your comment. And I really want to thank you so much for everybody who's been commenting. Clearly, it had to continue in English. Looking forward to your favorite aspect of this month and what day you are looking forward to. What do you think about the full moon in Aries? Are you looking forward to that? Let me know in the comments. I will see you next week. I'm sending you so much love, so much healing. And as always, come back to our center. Be well. Much love. Bye-bye.